everybody, man? Micah's back with another video. Back here to discuss iOS 17 Public Beta 5 or Developer Beta 7 for iOS and iPad OS 17. Yes, the update also dropped for iPads, so for those who are actually using the beta software on the iPads, you are good to update as well. Now, what's interesting is the update came in pretty small. For the iPad, just over 400 megabytes, and for the iPad, just under 700 megabytes, meaning that most likely a lot of what's being addressed is just issues. No more tweaking that much of features and settings, although we'll get into a couple in this video. But it seems like Apple is very comfortable with where they want the software to be for the initial release of iOS 17, and they're trying to squash as many known issues as possible. That being said, there are 2 additional known issues, but they've also resolved another 2 issues as well. So it kind of cancels each other out and kind of remains back in the state it was in prior to the Beta 5/Beta 7 release. So before we get into everything in this video, if you guys haven't already, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, so that way you don't miss my videos, so that way we can sit back and see what's cracking. Now let's get into the video. So after addressing the lighting in this area, let's get into, bam, we are up and rolling. So the first thing we're going to do is come into settings, and we're going to show you guys exactly what's going on with the software. Go into general, go to about, and the first thing we will see here is down here at the bottom. Not down here at the bottom, I have to click on iOS version. We see that the build ends in A, meaning that we're getting that much closer, to the RC build. So we might have one more update prior to the RC build, but for us to skip B and go straight to A, Apple is very, very comfortable with where we're at with this software on iOS and iPad devices. Also, if you check down here, if we scroll a little bit further down, modem firmware, you see that we are on 2.08.02, which is newer firmware for the modems, which means we're going to have better connectivity with cellular connectivity and maybe a little bit when it comes to Wi-Fi, but it's good to see that was updated, because that means we're going to see a lot of benefits there as well. One of the things that some people have been noticing is the fact that the software update page, so if we sit right here, go to software update, for me so far it's working fine after or post this update, but upon trying to refresh, or when some people actually come into the screen, automatic updates may revert to being off, and or beta updates may revert to being off, thus showing that bug has not been completely resolved that we saw showing up around beta 2. So keep that in mind upon dealing with the software update process. Sometimes you might have to just keep trying to refresh, jump on and off Wi-Fi to get the update to pull for you guys, but hopefully that gets resolved going forward. Also, in the lock screen, if we come down here, press and hold, hit customize, click on lock screen, and upon selecting one of these areas, Shazam has been updated. So wherever my Shazam is, it's not here. That is interesting. I don't know why my Shazam isn't here. Shazam has 2 new updates. Or not necessarily 2 new updates, but they have 2 new options to choose from now when you can add a widget. And they also have a new splash animation, essentially, when Shazam actually finds a song that you are Shazamming. And for me, if I just hit done here, it's not a big deal because I didn't change anything. If I click back in here, my Shazam is gone. Oh no, I can't see. If I hit Shazam like this, at least that'll open the app. That little Shazam icon that you see to the left of the word listening, it shines and brightly to let you know it found the song that it was searching for. That's a nice, neat new feature that Apple has added to Shazam. The phone app has been tweaked a few times throughout the beta program, and it seems like Apple, maybe they finally settled on where they want the end call button to be, but to really bring everything into unity with the phone app, upon entering the phone app, this is what this page looks like. Of course, voicemail still relatively looks the same. If I click back on keyboard, when you're in a phone call and you use the keypad while in a phone call, I took a picture of it for us. This is what it looks like now. So as you see, hide keypad is to the right while maintaining the end call button to be in the center so it doesn't really move. And I think that's a well played move by Apple. causes less confusion everywhere. If this is where the end call is going to be, it's going to stay here. So good decision by Apple in showcasing that for us. Haptics on the alert switch. Upon switching it from ring to silent, it did not vibrate with the previous beta. Now it vibrates when you switch from the ringer being on to the ringer being off or silent. You get haptic feedback again. Very, very smart decision on Apple to bring that back, because for some users like me, I love the switch, and it's very easy to just reach my hand in my pocket or in my suit pocket to quickly just switch this off, knowing the orientation of the device and the switch and what position each one is in. The haptic feedback also helps confirm what position or what ringer settings is going on with my phone. That's something I'm going to be very concerned about with the action button with the iPhone 15 series moving forward, is the fact that, or is the question of, how much versatility and or customization will be around the action button. Because for me, largely, I will probably still use it in the same way, shape, or form that I use it here, using it just as a means to turn on do not disturb / turn my ringer off and on. And upon clicking the button, will we receive haptic feedback or not? And is that dependent on what feature or app or settings that we're using for the action button? So that's something that I'm a little concerned about, despite looking forward to the action button. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about the action button and overall iOS 17, and whether or not you even get an iPhone 15 device. And the last really issue there is some people's having a problem with the feedback app. On my iPad Pro, I'm not having a problem with the feedback app, nor am I having problems with the software update pull. So far, you guys saw on my phone, I'm not having an issue with the software update pull, but upon scrolling over to the feedback app, it looks as though I don't have any issues here as well. I can click into recent activities, click on iPad and iOS 17 release notes, and this is where you can get the general notes of what's known and what has been resolved. Keep in mind that Apple does not remove the resolved issues, they leave them logged and it just add to them. So you may have to go through with a fine-tooth comb to find out exactly what Apple has fixed and or tailored on the device. So keep that in mind when you're scrolling through the feedback app. Now, battery life and performance. Let's start with performance. I've noticed that, again, they continue to improve and or stabilize the fluidity and smoothness of operating the device, swiping through home screens, swiping down to get to spotlight, swiping over. Everything feels like it runs relatively smooth. What I like to do is, after these updates, after it's calmed down initially, after updating, I like to turn my device off for about 5 to 10 minutes and I turn it back on, so that way everything else can continue to soak in and adjust based off of a complete power off and power back on. I haven't noticed any issues so far in the few hours that I've had the update. Now, battery life is interesting because this battery life is in response to the previous beta, of course, because I just downloaded this, so I can't give you any clear-cut, answers on battery life as of right now. But battery life for the previous beta improved, but it was also still wonky and or inconsistent. Perfect example of this was this morning. Really started last night. I had taken my phone off the charger at 100% about a half an hour or so before going to bed. I went to bed with 100%. I woke up with 84%. So that definitely blew my mind that I lost 16% in just under 7 hours. That was definitely concerning. But then I went on to use my phone for the majority of the day, for an 8-hour workday, and I was able to make it home with about 4%. So I didn't put it on any charger. I just let it run. I lost 80% in 8 hours. Not necessarily bad considering the amount of drop I had just in standby or idle time, but the fact that I was using it more, primarily again using media apps to stream and listen to content, and I only lost 80%, it didn't die, I didn't need to run to a charger. It was definitely a great sign, but it also shows the inconsistency in terms of battery life and whether or not it really improved or not. You could say it did improve, and battery life has been improving ever since public beta 2 / developer beta 4. It has been improving. So I definitely appreciate the fact that it improved despite being a little wonky with the previous update, and I look forward to seeing whether or not battery improves with this new beta that dropped today, Tuesday, September 22nd. Now, in terms of a beta 6 public or a beta 8 developer, we potentially could see that next week. If we don't see it next week, that means we're in for an RC build, probably around the first week of September, following by the next week or the week after that with the official stable release of iOS 17. And then I heard through Lil Birdies that iOS 17.1 is already in the works and probably will drop within a month after iOS 17, or probably a couple weeks after the iPhone 15 devices drop. So be on the lookout for that as well. But it's good to see Apple is just churning out, making sure the software is working as prime time as possible for us iOS users. So let me know down in the comment section below anything that you guys have found within the software, anything that you guys appreciate about iOS 17, things that you're looking forward to when it comes to iOS 17 or the new iPhones. Let me know down in the comment section below. But again, as always, if you guys haven't already, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so when that's my videos, so we can sit back and see what's cracking. It's your man Micah signing out. And until the next video, let me know if you like this new kind of resolution I'm trying out for you guys. Let me know down in the comment section below for sure. Wait.